We're with Coach Brandon Slay at the youth tournament here in Colorado Springs. The resident athletes are working with the Pikes Peak Wrestling Club, helping run the competition, and it's a fundraiser for our resident athletes. A couple of years you've been doing this. Talk about why this is such a win-win for the wrestling community here, but also for the athletes in your program.
Well, this is our second year to have this tournament. We call it the Mayhem and the Mountains tournament, and as you said, it's a fundraiser for our team, OTC, for our resident athletes. And so it's a win-win situation because all our athletes get to come in here, ref all the mats, serve the kids, answer their questions from the kids and the parents and the coaches, so kind of be a resource to them. But on the other hand, the money that's raised from this tournament, we use that money directly to help support our athletes to go overseas. For example, if a wrestler goes to Cuba or Minsk, Belarus, a lot of times that can cost $2,000 to $3,000. So we use the funds from this tournament to help support our athletes get international competition.
And it seems like people are having fun here. There's competition all the way from the little kids to the top. They want to win, but I've seen a lot of people come up for autographs or to talk to you or to the athletes. What's it like in regards to being a role model for these young ones?
I think it's great for these young adults because they get a chance to spend time with a John Reeder, who's the NCAA champion, and Dustin Kilgore, who's the NCAA champion, Kyle Snyder, junior world champion. Spend time getting autographs from Coach Zadek today, who's a world champion, and I've spent time, working with the kids as well. So I think it's just a great opportunity for local kids from Colorado and then outside of Colorado who drove here to get a chance to spend kind of that tangible time, with these wrestlers that have achieved, the highest level of success in our sport.
How do you like the refereeing? I know you must do something in the wrestling room,
right,
but still, it's a little different. Huh?
Well, it's a little tricky because we wrestle full-time freestyle. We have a full-time freestyle focus. So these are guys who kind of having to come out and remember, oh yeah, it escapes 1 point, near fall, 2 counts, 2 points, 5 counts, 3 points. So I think they've gotten back on the saddle though, and they're remembering their high school days.
Yeah, and the guys I've talked to that are here, the referees from all 3 resident programs, they seem to enjoy it. It's a little bit different than their daily grind of training and competing, right?
And I think I've really communicated this to these guys that the only reason they are where they are today is because people spend time pouring into them, giving back to them, mentoring them. So the least we could do is come here, spend a full day being a positive influence on these kids in this area. So they get that, and I'm thankful that they have a great attitude about it.
Now, you're a coach, so do you ever actually watch some of the technique and say, hey, that 7-year-old's got some wrestling?
Well, I'm so used to being a coach in the room, if somebody does something good or bad, I'm giving feedback nonstop. So as I've reffed out here, I've caught myself a few times trying to tell the guy on top how to pin the guy on the bottom, or telling the guy on the bottom how to get out. So I'm sure some of the parents or coaches are like, hey, you're supposed to ref, you're supposed to be, bipartisan, quit giving advice. But it's fun. I think they appreciate us giving that feedback during matches and kind of being maybe a auxiliary coach that they don't normally get.
And you have some young guys that are, in the developmental part of the program here. And how's this helping their maturity as athletes and as leaders?
Well, our program is a hybrid program. We have approximately 5 guys that are 18 to 19-year-olds. We have about 5 guys that are post-grads from college. So the young guys get to see the old guys lead well. And I think the young guys, then they get the chance to come in here and they get to be leaders for these 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. So we have good older leaders modeling that leadership and integrity to our 18 or 19-year-olds, and they get to come in today. And it's a great opportunity for them to model it to these kids.
So you guys feel like this is going to be something you do every year? Obviously the feedback's been good.
Well, every year after Schultz, it usually works out we have a free weekend. We're pretty busy year-round, but this one weekend after the Dave Schultz tournament here in Colorado Springs, we have this free weekend. So the plan is to have the 3rd annual, 4th annual, 5th annual, and continue to have this tournament here in Colorado Springs to benefit the kids from the state and surrounding area.
Well, hey, congratulations on another success. Got a lot of kids here, aren't we?
Yeah, 500 kids. So thank you, sir. Thanks for coming.
Outstanding.